Motor Mind. Hi, Motor Mind here. I was working on this 2005 Freelander, Land Rover Freelander. And I thought I'd just kind of show you real quick here, a bit further on that diagnostic tool I showed her, did a little review on. So let's start with here. Now this is the one that obviously it has different systems in it. It has VCDS, which is for any of your VAG, Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda group vehicles. That's more of a for your factory. You can do factory resets. You can unlock different things. It's quite a good little system. You get the Delphi cars. There's the Delphi trucks for heavy duty, and you also have Wurth Online World. This has more of diagnostic diagrams in it, procedures, stuff like that, as well as there's also a scan. I kind of prefer that one. It's more of an in-depth, so we'll start with that. So go on here, go on to Land Rover, Petrol, 2005, Freelander 1, uh, 1.8, this guy there. I'm going to diagnostics. I'm just going to scan it just to show you this. No engine code or anything on this right now. EML's not on, but we'll go anyways. Go into normal scan. Mim. Now it's a manual gearbox, so skip that because there's no controller. Continue. So as you can see on this, if you look at the system, this is just starting up. It's communicating because it's all wireless. There's the Bluetooth down there, so you're not connected by a wire. Also, just in front of Freelander 1s, that's where your OBD port is down there. A bit of a pain in the ass to find. I have to kind of hunt a little bit for it because normally it's on the driver's side, but on these older ones, they're on that side. So. Also shows you your battery voltages. You have all your technical data, inspections, gives you repair times, tips and info, and guide diagnostics if there's a fault. So it's quite handy. But as you can see, it's running here. You're communicating with the Bluetooth now with the module. And that's found one fault code. And some of these Land Rovers, you kind of will have to watch and go through the fault codes because sometimes they have ghost codes come up a bit. So they may see something, but it's not always a fault with the vehicle. It's just JLR products, and you see it on several other vehicles. I've seen it on Citroens and Renaults, and even I worked in Suzuki for a while, and they used to have stuff that pop up that there's actually no faults, but it was saying there was one. So you kind of have to look. See, the EOBDs come up. It's okay. That's one here. That's one of your factory, wherever it does all your factory codes and stuff like that. It's more in depth. It's running gearbox, but I should skip that here in a second. As I said, it's a manual gearbox. There's no module for that. Yeah. Oh, I did click. Anti-lock brakes. There's the airbag system and instrument cluster. So there's not a lot of modules on this. Let's see, anti-lock brakes going fine. Airbag system's going fine. That's always good. And instrument cluster. With this being 2005, it doesn't have a lot of modules. So after you've done that, if you go to the results, it'll bring up anything that comes in here. So it's got one for radiator fan drive. So that may have an issue with radiator fan. I'll look into that. It might be a fuse, might be a relay, or the red fans might be having an issue, may not be firing up and stuff. But this doesn't have an overheating issue. It doesn't. So it seems fine for that. So. Well, if I want to go further into this, yeah, I'll close that. Let's just see, I wanted to go into I want to go to data list. Data list there. It's just let's give you live data. So start the vehicle up. That tells me my VIN, the vehicle. Hardware. Diagnostics has got, actually it's got a lot of selections there. Make our life a little easier. I'm going to go back out of this. I'm going to show you some data pits here. So I hit the button one too many times, so now it looks like we're scanning it again. That's brought up 2 codes now, so let's see. There's no EML on, not a fuel. Handbrake on, bonnet's open. This is why a tool like this is a little bit better, as if, see now I've only got one EOBD, so if you had just the OBD scanner, a smaller, cheaper one, it only give you 1 code, but I actually have 2 in this. And before, you know, I scanned it, it would have said it was fine. So EOBD, a normal cheap reader, would only give you, either, no, it's all clear, or give you 1 code. This is a bit more in depth, a bit more expensive, but this is where it comes in handy, is a bit more of an in-depth scan tool. Gives you extra codes and stuff like that. Like I said, the other one just would have gave you probably an all clear, or only give you 1 code. As well as like a cheaper EOBD readers won't do ABS, won't give you airbag, won't give you instrument cluster, wouldn't give you any of that stuff. It just gives you the engine codes and that's it. Results again, so let's see what the other one is. Cam position sensor results. Right, well, let's look at a couple of things to look into here. So, alright. Interesting. Okay, so let's just do results again. That's going to show you what I mean here. See, EOBD will only give you the cam position A. It went to give you radiator fan, and obviously the same code for cam position EOBD as well as the code. So have them plus that. So let's go. I'll go into the module. Go to data list. I'm going to do selection. So I want to do before. Instead of going through all those, I can select which ones I want to see. So you see the codes there, and I will. So now here I can go through here. So I want to do. So as you can see, there's quite a few different data pits you can pick. Let's do. Let's see these guys. I may have missed cam position sensors. Camshaft sync. Let's see, just give you some stuff here. The sync. It tells you what's been measuring against, so let's see, coolant temp. So let's do coolant temp as well. And red fan. Then we click display. So now it's giving me the O2. So the downstream O2 sensors there. It's giving the camshaft sync. Coolant temp, so 55 degrees. As you can see, the temp is starting to go up a little bit, but rad fan's not on. Now you can also do with this, so click on that. You should be able to do, there you are, the functions. I can activate it as well if you want to. So let's go now, activate it, and see if it works. Don't know. So I would do. So cooling fan control. So pulse width modulation and stuff. Jump out. This is a nice thing. There's some cheaper tools is that you have it's wireless. That's it. You know. So if I click on there, click on start. Activate will run for 5 seconds. Click OK. And you see, the fans are working, so it needs to control it. Yep. So that says to me the relays are good, fans are good, control module is good, computer can control it. So it's to figure out why there's a fault code for the fan code for the fans. That could be the temp sensor. Title list selected. Display. Downstream O2 sensor 100%. One thing I like to do is have a look at I couldn't find field trims on this, but if I looked further down as to learning the tool, I would have seen the upstream O2 sensors would give me the same data. Field trims. Status. I just want to check the field trims and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's just do that. So display. Now let's just say I wanted to click graph. So graphing. There. So now the graphs on this. So I can kind of go. More look at the graph, I can put a line on to measure the time value. I wanted to see the coolant temp here, so the coolant temp's going up, so you want to click that. I wanted to scan closer into it. So you want to take a closer look, maybe I can get closer and I can move it there, or I can move out. Make it smaller. Also gives you a min-max. It's going there, so it's at 68, now it's at 70, you can see the temperature going up, so the temperature is reading. Two sensors, now it hasn't gone, once it gets operating temperature, it won't go closed loop then, and you'll see these start moving up. I'd like to just correct myself there, I was kind of more thinking of upstream O2 sensors, so no, the downstream O2 sensor wouldn't actually go up and down. It would just normally stay at a steady voltage. It's only there just to keep an eye on the cat. up and down, and it should, O2 sensor should start working. I was both seeing downstream. Honestly, I don't know why I'm seeing that. Now I may have to break out the Pico. If there's an issue with the cam sensor here, we'll know here. And I can hook the Pico scope up to this as well, and I can look at that. So I can run this system as well as I can run Pico scope on this. It's, as I said, it's much nicer. I may make a separate video of that. That gives you an idea of what this can do. So I can do bi-directional control with it, as you can see with the fans. Turn them on and off, as well as a few other things. Up here, you see the top of the tabs here. I'll open a new tab. I can have several different things going at once. So let's say if I wanted to work on a different vehicle, I'm going here. Or I want to open up the guided diagnostics. Let's try that. Diagnostics. Bam. So you need guided diag on this. And see that here. So it goes what? Engine not starting, misfire, poor engine performance, stalling, exhaust emissions outside limits, excessive smoke. There's a misfire. Select that. And as you see now here. It gives me a working on Range Rover. It gives the pin data there. Trouble codes, are trouble codes recorded? Yes. So now it's gone into that guided diagnostics. Gives you fault codes and everything there. So we'll go back to that if I want. So this does have a bit of a misfire here. It's all over a little bit, so that's something I gotta look into. It runs like this, and when it gets hotter or warmer, it runs fine. It revs up fine. I don't know. Okay, I'll see. What's the temp at now? Temperature is 79 degrees Celsius. It's about 90. That fan should come on now. I think part of it is that the fans, I haven't got it that warm enough. With the clutch being gone, it hasn't been driven for a while, so that could be part of the problem as well. As obviously the fans do work, it's functioning. That's got to be something else. Alright, well I think I made this video long enough. You can see that. So let's say I do recommend this little tool. It does work really quite well. And there's so much more you can do with it. I'm still kind of learning it myself, but yeah, it's a good little unit. I got it off of Amazon, funny enough. I'm just kind of look for it. It's all in one, it says, and dead nice, worth every penny. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably do some videos on this. I'll do some diagnostic and everything else on that, so you can figure out what the cooling fan code is and the sync code is, and we'll go from there. I maybe do for timing belt or something on this, and if it is, then there'll be a video on that. Click that like and subscribe, click the bell, know when I'm putting more videos up. I'm going to try to do more videos this year and be a bit more consistent. Thanks for watching, see you next time. Oh yeah, just a quick thing here. Let's go on to the snapshot and data for the trouble codes, and you can see for the radiator fan, circuit failure. This is permanent, and this is open circuit. So there's open circuit somewhere. So I'll have to go through it and find out, because I have control in the PCM. So it's going to be, I'm thinking it's a temp sensor issue or something like that. After I finished this video, I actually did look further into this. I pulled the plug off the temp sensor, and the fans came on to full speed. So this might indicate that there may be a fault with the temp sensor, a signal. Yeah, I'll have to look further into that a little bit. And as for the camshaft position sensor, this is test incomplete. Short the battery, no. That's a position sensor intermittent. So I'm kind of thinking with that one there, camshaft position sensor intermittent. If it's intermittent code, I'm kind of thinking that the sensor may be starting to go out. It's not saying open circuit. It says short the battery, no. It's got a test incomplete. So with that, I'm going to think that there's, so this vehicle was laid out for about 10 months. And maybe the fact it's just hasn't ran, it's just not throwing the EML up yet. And, it maybe it's down to that. It may be one of those codes. Like I said, with Land Rovers, there's a throw code, and it says it's test incomplete. It's actually not saying it's an issue. And it just has to be driven and ran, have so many different cycles until eventually it runs its test and it's happy. But I think the one that I have to look into is radiator fan, because I've got an open circuit somewhere. But we'll see. We'll do a video on that in a little bit here. I gotta first get this vehicle running and driving, and then we'll look at these other things. So yeah, keep watching and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.